Pastoring a large church is a challenge, but first of all, you need to respond to the challenge of not pastoring to have a large church. You pastor for the Lord. What you want to do is pastor a healthy church, one that is spiritually alive, knows Christ, makes Christ known, loves to worship Him, loves to bring the gospel to the lost, loves to love one another, and loves to learn and grow deep. So that's the first effort. I call it pastoring a well church. That is, people who have been broken by sin come to Christ and they learn to worship. W, that's our ministry to God. Evangelize. E, that's our ministry to the world. Love, that's our ministry to each other. And then the last L, the well church, is learning, so that we can grow deep, and our ministry to ourselves that we can reproduce in the lives of other people. And so that's number one, is to focus on the Christ-centered, gospel-driven disciple-making for a healthy church. Now, if God builds the DNA of that church to be one in which a large number of people are constantly gathered, even as you do church planting, then you have to respond to it. So to pastor a large church means a commitment to functional plurality of leadership. You have to give away leadership to the elders of the church and minister with them on the team in your particular responsibility as a pastor. So not just have elders as a board of directors, but you have a plurality of leadership in which they are the shepherds of the church and you function together. No one person need pastor a church, and no one person can pastor a church. A church needs the plurality of leadership for checks and balances, so that my weaknesses are addressed by others' strengths, and their weaknesses are addressed by my strengths, and that we function together. So leadership, reproduction, and multiplication in the church and for society is crucial. Secondly, is to build a ministry infrastructure of the church in which it's like a skeleton in a body. It is something that accelerates upward growth to the headship of Christ, but it's not noticeable, like a skeleton is not noticeable. So that the body has that organized organism. It's living, but it has that direction of leadership toward Christ. And so I believe that part of my job is to focus on prayer, the ministry of prayer, word, and sacrament, and to reproduce leaders and share leadership with them, and then break down the congregation in the way that it seems the apostles broke down a congregation. They had the large group and they had the small group. Jesus had the multitude, he had the 70, he had the 12, and he had the 3. Moses broke the ministry down for the care of the people into manageable sizes. So at the church I pastor, we attempt to have trained shepherds, one trained shepherd for every 4 family units that are constantly in contact and ministering to them.